nobody passes on their guy. And the Titans passed on both of these guys in the first round and the second round for Willis and the first round for Levis. So that's not a vote of confidence to me.
No. I don't know, I will say, I mean, I understand why they passed on Willis because everyone knows who's a project, and he had a rough year last year. And this is just like half a game, so you can't really judge off that. But in the time he's played this year, he has looked solid to pretty good. But yeah, you got to get Ryan Tannehill out of there. Only problem is who's going to take on that contract and his playing ability, because at this point he's like a backup at best.
Yeah, the contract is definitely going to be tough. That's the thing, is because he's such a liability for the Titans, and you immediately jumped like, well, let's just trade him. That's the next question, is like, if you don't want him, you've got to find somebody that does. And now that the Jets are playing decent with what they've got with Zach Wilson, it's the trade options are slim for Tannehill.
I'll be honest, the only guys I could see going after him are the Bears because of Fields, but at that point they'll probably just tank to get Caleb Williams or let Fields come back, or like the Commanders because they have somehow also it's not working well, and they could add Tannehill as like a veteran presence.
Yeah, and the best option would be somebody that had a rookie or a veteran that got hurt, and they just need somebody to fill that spot because they feel like they've got pieces around that could help. And the Jets were a perfect example, but then now I don't think they need Tannehill to compete, especially because Aaron Rodgers is wearing some magical shoes that are going to allow him to come back in the playoffs. But I think moving forward, the Titans give Malik, 2 to 3 games, see what you've got. If you don't like the way it looks, then you put Levis out there and you leave him there for the rest of the season. Even if he goes 0 and however many games are remaining,
Just see what you have.
You just put him out there and you let him keep playing. And it's tough to say that because I'm not sure how fair that is given the Titans' offensive line situation, but you've got to see what you've got. To be honest with you, I'm not expecting much from either of them. And at the end of the day, I think a really high draft pick for the Titans would be beneficial, and I think getting rid of one or both of them would be the best thing if it continues to look like this. And I'm not saying that can't change. And I'm not the biggest Will Levis fan in the world, but I'm not saying he can't improve either. I mean, he has all the, non-statistical things that everybody loved about him in the draft process. He's big, he can throw, he's got an arm, but it's just like he's got to show up. And we've seen a lot of Malik, but he still hasn't shown up. And so if neither of them do, which is kind of what I'm expecting, whichever one plays better, keep him as the backup, use a high draft pick on a Michael Penix preferably, because I don't think the Titans will have the number 1 overall. So find a way to get Penix, roll with him, make him your starter. You have to solidify the O-line to give him a fair shot at, developing. And then keep Willis or Levis as the backup, and then trade the other one. And then so in 2 years we would have gone from Tannehill, Malik Willis, and Woodside to Tannehill, Malik Willis, and Will Levis to rookie Willis/Levis and no Tannehill, which that little window of 3 years shows you a lot of what's wrong with this roster at this point.